before, you know how we do. We don't play any games. We don't hold back. All we do is talk about how anybody who's shopping for a car, um, I want you to type dollar signs if you're serious about your money. I'm interested in connecting with the people over the next couple minutes as you come in, share the broadcast. If you're a sharer, this is about financial literacy. We are not playing games at this point. Money's too valuable. Let's put it like that. Money is too valuable to be playing games. And if you don't take your money seriously, then the results will show. So come on in, come on in. If you are shopping for a car now, or you will be over the next 12 months, I want you to type me in the comments. Yep, Colette, you understand. Uh, we are live on all 4 platforms. Let me just make sure that everybody who knows, some of you who've been on a live before, you know this is part of my official launch for my new digital book, Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. Then listen, we got a bunch of people on here. This person said you never answer my questions when I ask. So listen, that's yes, and can't help you, man. You got a little entitled energy. You could either jump on. I don't owe you anything, man. I don't owe you nothing. All right. If somebody else asks you a question, God bless you. If not, then just try to get in. You got a bunch of people on here that's trying to get their questions answered, and we're gonna answer as many questions as we can. I'm one man. So, and if you serious, what you would have done is said, yo, he got a book on sale. My question's in his book, and I'm gonna go get that book for $24. I'm gonna say that's 75% off, and I'm gonna get my questions answered. You seek the information you need to set yourself free. I'm here to teach you to fish, bro. Nobody's gonna fish for you. So come on in, everybody. Tag a friend, and let's get to these questions, y'all. Y'all know how we do if you've been on here with us before. All right. Bringing them in from all platforms. Everybody who just jumped on, my new digital book, Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping, is 75% off as part of our launch. My goal is to get this information in as many people's hands who want it, who are serious about your money. Everything y'all see me teach in my free videos. First of all, thank you for 300,000 followers on Facebook. Thank you for 280,000 on Instagram. Thank you for 140,000 on YouTube. Y'all done blew us up on YouTube. We just went there and y'all done blew us up. And thank you for 1.5 million on TikTok. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the people who share these broadcasts, who tell friends about this information. We cannot do this without you, and I want you to know I appreciate y'all. All right, so let's get this going. Angel said, this is YouTube. Can you negotiate with CarMax? CarMax is so busy buying cars or trying to buy cars. Very rarely are they ever making you an offer that's not their best offer. They don't have time for it. CarMax, y'all, when you're ready to, there's one word we don't, well, there's 2 words we don't use. One of them is trade. We don't trade cars, we get bids. One of the bids we get when we want to get rid of our car, we want to replace our cars from CarMax. A lot of these companies do not play around because they know they're competing. CarMax knows they're competing. So they're typically going to put their best offer forward, and then they're going to see and for them, they got to make sure they don't want to make you an offer that they can't honor. So they want to make sure that what you put on their website is accurate. But if what you put on their website is accurate, they're going to cut you the check. So we don't have to negotiate with CarMax because they make such great offers from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's go. Let me bring in another one. TikTok. Hey, I got the book. I'm looking to lease a new Tesla. Any advice? So all right. So there's 3 things that you're going to learn to bid for when you're buying your car or selling a car, not trading. You're going to get bids for when you want to buy a car because that's how you guarantee the best price. You're going to get bids for when you want to get your loan because that's how you guarantee the best loan. Now, when you want to buy a car, the purpose of bids is to protect from somebody overcharging you. Tesla has a one price deal. Every gallery you go into to order a Tesla, it's one price. There's no negotiation. So that part of the system is non-applicable when it comes to Tesla. Okay, that's the only part. You still need to make sure if you're going to lease it, you need to make sure you're not over 1.5%. You still need to make sure if you're going to get a loan that your loan is going to be great. But when it comes to overpaying for the car, you don't have to worry about that because Tesla has one price. Okay, so that's the part of the Tesla system that doesn't. That's the part of the system that doesn't apply when it comes to Tesla. Okay, let's go to. Thanks for all your info. Of course, this is what we do. This is what we do. Watch my J's 45. I'm car shopping and I'm leaning towards a GLS 450 pre-owned. Car Guru's got a few I like, such as a 2018, but it's a bit over 100,000 miles. For a luxury car, is that bad? Is that a bad move? Sure, of course. What your gut is telling you is true. Getting a Mercedes with over 100,000 miles on it, unless you're paying cash and you just want to drive that car and have a cushion, you pay cash. If the only way I buy a Mercedes that was over 100,000 miles is if I just planned on, let's say I planned on just, I guess, having a car that, I could pick up for a couple $1,000, but you better have a ton of cash. You better have a ton of cash to protect against the things that are going to go wrong, because with a Mercedes that old, things are going to go wrong. No doubt about it. So I would either tell you, that's what I would tell you. If you're going to buy a Mercedes that old, and you should be paying cash for it. You should be paying cash for it. Okay, because it's not a quality car. Yeah. There's other ways to do it, but if that's a particular strategy you want to do, then you can go with it that way. Okay. I got a lease for a CRV. This is YouTube. We're taking questions from all 4 platforms, so just type your questions and we'll get to as many as we can. I got a lease for a CRV, Honda CRV EXL 2024, 364 a month, 36 months. Forget about the end value. End value with a lease doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. What the bank says it's going to be worth when we give it back to them doesn't matter. Is that a good deal? The only way for us to know is if you have 4 or 5 other offers to compare that to. I'm gonna tell you why. What if somebody could do $299? You have no. If you have, see, this is why there's no price assurance with negotiating with one dealer. And some of you who've been on the broadcast, you saw Kimberly. Kimberly saved $20,000 on her Maserati. You can't say because a deal looks good to you, it's the best deal. We just had somebody just wrote to me and said, they were using the strategies I teach. They got bids and they're saving it's a ridiculous amount of money on a Ford pickup truck. And I told him, I said, look, as big as that discount is, unless you have 4 or 5 other offers, you don't know if that's the best offer. So he wrote to me, he said, yeah, I got like 6 offers and this is the best one. I said, then take that car and get the heck out the market, because that's a great deal. He was saving like 18 grand off the pickup truck. So although the deals will look good when you're leasing or when you're shopping a new car, until you have other offers, there's just no way for you to know that you have the best offer. Okay, does that make sense? All right. Let's go. Did you used to work in Dayton area? No, never been in Dayton. I've always been in Jersey. Let's go. Hold on. I'm trying to cycle through every platform. See, the thing about Instagram, what I like about TikTok and all the other, it scrolls. The question scroll. Instagram, it just stays in one spot, so I got to scroll it. Cool. That's all I needed to hear to not buy it. I'll stick to keeping my Durango. Good. God bless you, bro. That's way to be wise. Way to be wise. You're awesome, sharing your experience and expertise. Thank you so much. God bless you. Talk about how you make a living now. I have an online school and I'm an author. That's how I make a living. What do you say when a salesman says their best price and they don't budge? You have to have their competitors to compare. See, you know how many people have hit me? Y'all, if y'all look at my videos, hold on, y'all look at my videos, there's tons of salesmen that will come on and say, what you're teaching doesn't work, or hey, the market, whatever, especially all through the pandemic. All through the pandemic, they were sitting up here saying, oh, nah, listen, we sell these cars for this price. It doesn't matter. I said, that's okay. We'll buy from your competitors. One thing about car salesmen is we always underestimate what our competitors will do. Always. So if we used to get a hot car, if we had a Mercedes, I remember when the Mercedes AMG GT first came out. I remember when these hot cars first came out, and you want to try to make all the money for them. What that just means, don't discount them. Now, selling overpriced, that's not something I'm not going to do that. Mercedes says sell a car for this. That's what we're going to try to sell the car for. But there was always competitors that was willing to discount. Always. So when you are talking to one dealer, you're doing yourself a disservice. As long as you learn from me, you're going to win by talking to multiple dealers, and you're going to find a dealer that's going to beat all his competition or beat all her competition, and that's who we buy from. So you can't believe what one dealer says, because one dealer will sit here and try to convince you that this is the price. That's your price. Your competitors, they're going to do better than that, and I'm going to find them. Shopping online, not driving to them. All right, because they'll tell you, well, what's your time worth? Do you really want to be driving all around? I'm not driving all around. I'm at home, I'm in front of my computer, and I'm talking to your competitors. If y'all want to learn how I do this online, use my book. It's 75% off. It's normally $97, but part of our official launch, it's not $97. Go to my TikTok bio, go to my Instagram bio, click that website, grab your copy for 97% for 75% off. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, go to deshonsbook.com or scan the QR code. You got 30 minutes before that timer hits zero, then it's back up to $97. But if you want to try to follow the videos, follow the videos. I'm not going to hold back the information. It's just about, do you want the video that, social media, or do you want it all in one place in written form? Either way, I'm going to make sure you get it. All right, I bought a used car. This one's Facebook. I bought a used Dodge Durango 2019. No, I'm sorry. I bought a used 2019 Dodge Grand Caravan 2 years ago. I'm already into this van for $21,000. Good. We'll see what I like about what Mike is saying. Mike's seeing the money that he's paying for this vehicle he purchased. I always tell y'all, in the short term of purchasing vehicles, it is a lot of money. That's why if you're a short-term buyer, you should be shopping for aggressive lease deals. But let's continue. You're seeing this money that's going in. I'm already into this van for $21,000, and finance company is still looking for another $23,000. The car is only worth maybe $15,000. What are my options? Great question. What y'all are going to see from sitting on this live with me, or any live, is someone else is going to ask the same question that you have, most likely. So your only option, Mike, is to see if you can get out of the car. Well, or an option is to stay in it and keep doing what you're doing. That's an option, paying it down. But if you want to see, can I get out of this car, you would do what we call an equity assessment. What's your equity position? Compared to what you owe, what's the highest offer someone will pay you for that car? Go to CarMax, go to Carvana, go to Driveway, go to KBB, Instant Cash Offer, go to Car Guru, Sell My Car. This will take you about 20 to 25 minutes. You're going to get cash offers. And you're going to see if you have any equity. Car Guru, Sell My Car, Auto Nation, Sell My Car. Get you 6 offers, 6 bids, and see what your equity position is. Now, if you are not keeping your cars 8 years, I want everybody to answer this. The next car you're shopping for, how many years are you keeping it? The next car you're shopping for, how many years are you keeping it? Everyone answer that question. This is what I call the most important question. As long as you hear me, and as long as you learn from me, as long as you test what I'm teaching, you ought to test this. You don't, until it works for you, it's a test. So don't think what I'm telling you is gospel truth. You have to prove it for yourself. Until you prove it, see, I'm convicted about it because I've used it. People who've learned from me, who've gotten deals, they're convicted because they've used it. Until you use it, it's just something maybe it'll work. So you got to test it. How many years are you keeping the next car you're shopping for? Okay, I see you. Tracy said 3. Okay, somebody said 20. Okay, 15. Okay, 3. Juan said 3. Okay. So anyone who is not keeping your car at least 8 years, you should be shopping for an aggressive lease deal. Because what you're doing is you're putting a lot of money into cars and you're not going to get that back. See, Mike has put a lot of money into this Dodge Grand Caravan. You can replace it with whatever car you have. Instagram just logged me out. I swear, Instagram is such a funny platform. Hold on. Let's get back on Insta. You've been logged out. That's crazy. Instagram is this only happens on Instagram. In fact, when y'all see some of these broadcasts we do, literally the only platform that will just out of nowhere just say you've been logged out is Instagram. Hold on, let's get back in there, y'all, because I don't want to leave them hanging. Give me 2 seconds, and then we'll get back to Mike's question. Hold on. All right, we're coming back live. All right, we're back on Instagram. Weird. Hold on, let me just do our comment here. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. I just don't want to leave them out because Instagram is becoming like the stepchild that you care about, and you just never want to. There's no less love, but it's like the platform that just doesn't love you. So this is what we do. You do an equity assessment and see if you can get out. Now, how you get out? When you get out, what am I going into? Am I going into another finance? Am I going into another same type of deal? If you're not keeping your car 8 years, then you should be transferring Mike into a lease. In which case you won't have to worry about this negative equity anymore or having these big balances when you're trying to transfer cars. Can you define what you mean by aggressive lease deals? Great question. Yes. I mean those commercials that you see that say, hey, you can lease this for such and such price. That's not an aggressive lease deal. That's garbage. That's garbage. Pay no attention to what you see in commercials. Those are not deals. Anyone who, I've helped like hundreds of people get deals, purchase deals, lease deals. Nothing that we get is stuff that they were advertising. So what you're going to see when you start getting multiple offers, you'll hear me call those multiple offers. You'll hear me call them bids, is they look nothing like those commercials. You'll be driving a car and you look at your price you got when you get at least 5 offers, and you'll be like, "Dang, what they're advertising on the commercials is $4,000 or $5,000 more than what I'm paying." Exactly, because you got a real deal, and they're just trying to get people to come in the door. That's why those deals. That's why those offers. I don't even call them deals. Are always with lots of money down, no tax, no fees included, because it leaves a lot of cushion for the dealers to make, a good profit on the deal. They'll love to do 20 of those or 100 of those deals from the commercial because they're not losing any money. It's not even tight deals. You want the dealer, when you drive off from the dealer with your car, you want the dealer saying, man, that was a tight deal. Oof, I don't want to do that again. That's when you know you got a deal. The best deals, we couldn't even, and I tell y'all that some of my customers that I had in Mercedes, some of you may not know, and because I don't want to assume people know me. I worked for Mercedes-Benz for 5 years. I worked for General Motors for 5 years. I had my own leasing company for 4 years. But the best deal, when we had to really blow out a car, a great deal, I had to tell the customer, listen, can you send me some friends and family, but do me a favor, don't tell them what you're paying, because I probably can't duplicate that. You don't want to duplicate a deal where you barely made money. So that's a deal, y'all. These things are not deals. So when I say shop for an aggressive lease deal, it means you're shopping multiple offers. You're shopping to get a price that is not advertised, that most people aren't getting. And that only comes from getting a lot of bids, at least 5, and then you'll see it. All right. Can I lease a car Just one's YouTube. Can I be taking questions from all platforms? So just keep typing your questions, keep sending them. We'll get through as many as possible. For those of you, if you click that website and you saw that countdown start for my new digital book, Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping, it's normally $97, but part of our launch, you get it for 75% off. Everything I teach is in there in a step-by-step format. So grab your book before that timer hits zero so you can get 75% off if you want everything I teach in one spot in a step-by-step way. And you get free updates when things change. I'll make sure I update the book. Grab your 75% off before the timer expires. All right, this one's from YouTube. Can I lease a car with negative equity from the last finance car? Great question. This is a great question, y'all. Somebody said, can I lease a car with negative equity from my last car that I was financing? That's going to be a lot of people, because the reason for your negative equity is you don't lease. You trade cars in, you take loans, you get loans for 5 or 6 or 7, God forbid, 7 years, and you trade those cars in before the loans are paid off, and you have negative equity. Now, if you're doing that because you had an emergency and you needed a different vehicle, a bigger vehicle, that's one thing. But a lot of people are doing it. You might be doing it because you're just ready for a new car and you're not leasing, and you're going to have negative equity most times. The only way you're going to avoid negative equity, if you're that type of person, is you put a lot of money down, 10 grand, 15 grand, or you take a short loan, 3-year loan, 4-year loan, and you don't get that money back. So you throw more money at the car faster, even faster than most people. So when you do these big down payments, you're throwing more money at the car that you won't get back, because you're looking at your loan and you're not looking at what's really the problem, which is the depreciation. The depreciation in the short term is why you have negative equity. And the way to avoid taking that depreciation hit is to shop for an aggressive lease. So most of you, when you realize that and you wake up from the horrible financial advice you've heard about leasing, you're going to say, I'm going to start leasing. And when you have a finance car, some of you are going to have negative equity, and you're going to transfer that negative equity over to the lease. And that's a great way to, that is common. That is common, because you bury the negative equity in your next lease. When that 3 years is up, negative equity is gone. Yes, you're going to pay more because you're paying for the negative equity, but you're paying for the negative equity now. So let's just say your payment on your next lease will be $450 a month, but when you bring over your negative equity, it goes up to $575. You're already paying for a car that you're driving now that's not worth what you owe. You're already in that position. Wow, I don't know what's up with Instagram. Well, sorry, Instagram, we tried. Literally just said you've been logged out. We can't keep playing games with Instagram. So all right, hold on. So that's the whole thing. Are we going to have a car with negative equity that we are on our way out of in the case of a lease? Or are we going to have a car with negative equity that we're financing, that we're not setting ourselves up to be in a good position? So if you're like Deshone, you know what? I see these lease deals and I think I need to be leasing because I'm not keeping cars 8 years. There's no good reason for you to stay in the finance, unless you have too much negative equity and you need to pay it down. That's the only reason. All right, great question though. Great question. All right, let's keep them coming. I got the book. I'm telling everybody. Thank you, Joyce. And I love that I'm able to do this live show, because it's a great way for you to tell your friends and your coworkers and your family, when they're ready to shop for a car, hop on the live show. We got to do some mindset. Let's answer some questions. Let them hear some things they never heard before, just like you're hearing things they never heard before. And let's expose them to real financial advice when it comes to cars. So I'm glad. Enjoy it, Joyce, and use it and win. All right, if I lease, then I'll always have a monthly payment. Are you keeping your cars 8 years or not? That's a very common thing to say. That's one of the downfalls of leasing, but it comes with many benefits. I also always have a pretty much a newer car. All right, so check it out. Because he just said something that was when we go over the pros and cons of leasing, we go over the pros and cons of buying. One of the cons of leasing is I always have a payment. But the pros of leasing is, what am I getting for that payment? If I've shopped and got an aggressive deal, I'm driving a wonderful car for pennies of what other people are driving it for. Some of you saw Tope's deal. She's driving a BMW for 600 a month. Meanwhile, that same BMW would cost, it was a $54,000 one. It would cost like over $1,000 a month to buy it. But the people who are comfortable leasing understand what comes with that. I'm driving a great car. I'm usually always under warranty. When things happen, I'm always covered. It's no surprises. I have the latest and greatest technology, latest and greatest safety features. Um, I'm paying a lower payment than you. So if we have the same car, I'm paying a lower payment than you, so I can invest that surplus income. If you're paying 900 and I'm paying 600, then I can invest that 300 a month extra, and I can create wealth with, like, there's benefits for that. Yes, I always have a payment. But at the same time, when it comes to purchasing, there's no right or wrong. It's if I'm gonna buy, hold on, where's my book so I can do the depreciation curve. Check this out. The depreciation curve, I always say, looks like this. So when you buy your car, Mike, your car is going down in value like this. Now, when you get to the point where you've kept it 7 or 8 years, your car starts to go down in value like this. What that means is you're not losing as much value. So you go from losing 20, 15, 12 and a, 12% a year. Every year you're losing huge amounts of value. But when you get to the 7 or 8 year mark, now the money you're losing, if you bought, starts to really level out. And that's where you win as a buyer. Has nothing to do with your car payment, has nothing to do with if you it has nothing to do with a car payment. You could pay cash for your car, it doesn't matter. You're trying to say, I don't want to get rid of my car when I'm in high depreciation. And if you're a short-term person and you're not going to make it to that point in time where the level, Deshone, I'm not going to get to the 7, 8 years. I'm not going to keep a car that long. Then you should be leasing, because you're fighting a losing battle. Your car is working against you. That's why you hate when you look at what your car is worth. When you short-term buyers, be honest, aren't you always concerned? If you keep your cars 3 or 4 or 5 years or 6 years even, aren't you always very disappointed when you find out what the car is worth? When you go to trade it, when you go to sell it, we don't trade, you'll learn to sell it, but you've historically gone in to trade your cars. Aren't you always disappointed when you hear what the car is worth? Right? Right. The reason is because you've traded in your car, you've replaced it while it's still in its highest state of depreciation. But those of you who has a car outside in their driveway that they've had in their driveway for at least 9 or 10 years, I want you to type a K. We call those keepers. If you have a car right now in your driveway and you've had it for at least 9 or 10 years, I want you to type a K for keeper. All right. I see you, Ernie. I see you, Mike. I see you. All right. I see you, David. I see you, Tommy. Okay, so right now, if the question was, if you have a car outside, we're talking about depreciation. When you get this, what I'm telling you, when it clicks, when the depreciation lesson clicks, everything that I say about car values and leasing is going to make sense to you, because that's the unseen money you're losing. Doesn't matter if you pay cash. Your car is working against you. You park that. Now, those of you who have a car out there and it's 9 or 10 years old, isn't that car worth about the same value 6 months ago? A year from now, won't that car be worth about what it's worth now? Type dollar signs if you're getting this. You've outlived the depreciation drop. Now, you get what I'm saying? You've outlived the depreciation. That's the goal of purchasing. That is the goal of purchasing. I need to keep my car long enough to where the depreciation is no longer a factor and I've gotten all the value out of the car. Now, if I ask somebody who's had a car 3 years, will your car be worth what it's worth now next year? The answer is no. It'll probably be worth 15% less. You're still in heavy depreciation. So if you're replacing that car while you're still in heavy depreciation, you're losing tons of money. And you should not be buying cars. You should be shopping for aggressive lease deals so you could drive brand new cars for pennies on the dollar. They lied to you about leasing. They said leasing was like renting. Who's heard that? Renting a car is hundreds of dollars per day. Leasing a car is pennies on the dollar for what you could drive a car for. Look at Greg's deal. Greg got a lease. I'm putting it up on the screen. You can't see it, but I'm gonna tell you about it if you can't see it. He got a brand new $56,000 Kia SUV. It's an electric vehicle. He got multiple offers. His payment's $527 a month. $527 a month. That same car, a $56,000 car, that would be $1,100 a month. Every $5,000, some of you know, you've seen this video, is $100 a month. Even if somebody got a huge discount like he did, because he didn't pay $56,000, he got the $7,500 rebate, plus he got additional discount from the dealer. So let's just say he saved about $9,000 off that vehicle. Even if they saved $9,000 and got it for like, let's say 48, you're still talking almost $900, almost $1,000 a month. He's paying $527 because he doesn't believe the lies anymore about leasing. Imagine this: you're Greg. You pull up in a brand new $56,000 vehicle. You're paying $527 a month. Somebody pulls up next to you in the same exact vehicle, identical vehicle. You look over at them because we're gonna play this out. This is what's happening. And I gotta bring y'all these scenarios so we can bring this into real life, right? You pull up and you're Greg, you paying $527 a month for this $56,000 truck. Now, somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, they don't believe in leasing, they don't know how to get great deals, they don't know how to get big discounts. They pull up in the same vehicle, and you're like, "Oh, we got the same truck, man. How you like yours?" "Oh, man, I love it, man. It's nice, man. It's great. Yeah, man, I love mine too." Now the person who's paying, when you Greg and you paying that low car payment, you're not gonna ask, "Hey, can I ask what you paying for it?" But the person who's paying the high payment, because now you feel like we can relate. We're both in expensive cars. "Hey, man, let me ask you, what's your payment on yours?" "Well, what's your payment on your?" I pay right around 1,000 for this. I didn't put no money down. Right around 1,000. "Oh, okay, I'm paying 527. "Oh man, you must have put a lot of money down." "No, I didn't put no money down." "Wait, how you do that?" "No, I leased this. I got a great lease deal on it." "Oh, see, but you leased it, but I'm buying this though. I'm buying this in 6 years. Oh, in 5 years, this gonna be paid off. So I pay 1,000 a month for 5 years, and then this joint mine." "All right, bro. Yo, enjoy it." You you drive off. You drive off. You understand? That's the conversations. Because you bought bad at now. Here's where we wouldn't judge him. If he was saying, yo, I'm gonna keep this car, how long you keeping the car? Yo, man, I'm keeping it 10 years. I'm gonna keep this thing till the wheels fall off. I'm gonna pay it off, and then, man, I'm gonna keep it to the wheel. All right, bro, good job. Then you buy it. But if he say, man, I figure, man, I'm gonna keep it about like 5 years. I like a new car every 5 years or so. You lost, bro. You're gonna pay $1,000 a month. You're gonna pay off that loan, and then you're gonna go trade that car in and do this whole thing over again. And some of you are sitting here saying, Deshone, you talking about exactly what I've been doing. I know, I've seen you. I've worked with people like you. I've tried to teach when people come into the dealership, I would sit them at my desk and try to break these numbers down to them. Stop doing what you're doing. If you're not keeping your cars 8 years, let me show you. You should be leasing. You're gonna love it. So those of you who have been leasing, who's been buying, when you understand this, the money you've been throwing at these cars and what you've been driving, oh, you're gonna be like, man, I regret not leasing a long time ago. And if you're gonna keep your car 8 years, that doesn't mean your family is. That don't mean your children is. That don't mean your spouse is. So it's about knowing what the strategy is depending on the car. If your child says to you, Mom, Dad, I ain't keeping the car 8 years. All right, let's shop for an aggressive lease. If your spouse says to you, I keep my cars 8, 10 years, then let's shop for the best purchase. It's that simple. There's no one size fits all. All right, let's go. Never knew how to lease a car. Joyce, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. All right, TikTok. Oh, man. Somebody said, yes, my boyfriend pays $500, but my boyfriend pays $700 a month to finance, and he's still fixing it. Still fixing the car. Because when you have those long loans, especially when you buy a used car, if you buy a 4-year-old car and you got a 6-year loan, you figure by the time the car is 9 years old, you still got 1 year left on the loan. Things start happening, things start breaking, and you still got it. So that's the principle, y'all. All right, let's keep the questions coming. Welcome to everybody. Could y'all keep shooting those likes up on TikTok? I appreciate y'all. Keep tapping the screen. What that does is it lets TikTok know we're talking business over here. It brings people over. For those of you who just came, this whole live broadcast is sponsored by my brand new digital book, Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. Everything I teach is in there step by step. Leases, buying new cars, buying pre-owned cars, selling leases, making banks and credit unions bid for your financing. It's all in there. And you can get it for 75% off as part of our official launch. You can go to my TikTok bio, click the link, and grab your book. Or you can go to deshonesbook.com. I'm going to post it right here on the screen for you guys. And you can grab your copy. Let's keep the questions going. All right. When should I try and purchase a leftover? Hold on. Let's do one from Facebook. Hold on. I was on IG. I got kicked off. Way to pursue the information. Listen, I have no idea what's going on with IG. I wish I did. But listen, Jay said I'm jumping. Jay said I'm I'm not going to stay here if I keep getting kicked out. I'm going to jump over to another platform. I'm looking for a newer used SUV for my mom. Looking at a Toyota RAV4, Honda CRV, Mazda CX-5, Subaru Crosstrek. Which do you recommend as far as reliability, or any other recommendations? So that's a matter of all right. So what I'm about to tell you is something that I want you to do. It's going to save you. It's going to save you a headache. It's going to save you money, and it takes 5 minutes. You do this with every single vehicle. We call this a there's 2 things you have to check if you're buying a new car. There's 2 things you have to check if you're buying a used car. Okay, with a new car, you need to check initial quality and reliability. Initial quality is what the data says in the first 90 days. From the time the vehicle comes into the country, into the market, what does the data show the first 90 days? That's called initial quality. Reliability is the first 3 years. So when you're trying to check these things, it's easy to do. You're going to go to Google and you're going to type in the exact year of the car and the model. Don't just type in Mazda CX-5 reliability. You got to type the specific year, because some of you know the 2019 might have been trash, had all types of problems, but then they fixed it, and now the 2020 is good. So you always type in the year, and then you type in initial quality, and you just skim the first page of Google, see if you see anything in those articles, see if you see anything that's a red flag, electric problems, lower scores than, sometimes you'll see a score of, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. These are things that you should be concerned with. And then you type in, you do the same thing, but you replace initial quality with reliability. 2019 Mazda CX-5 reliability. Or 2024 Mazda CX-5 reliability. That's what you do if it's new. Now, if it's used, you're going to do reliability and you're going to do longevity. Longevity reports tell you what's happening with the car in the long term. Sometimes immediately at the top, you'll see something like owners report transmission problems at 80 to 100,000 miles. Red flag, right? This quick exercise is you going to the data. Don't ask your neighbor. Your neighbor is not the data. Yo, I see you like that car. Hey, Jim, what you think about it, man? I see you got the new car, man. You like it? Yeah, I love it. Meanwhile, there's 10,000 people in the country who are like, yo, I hate this car. It's always in the shop. So if you do that quick exercise, that's in my book, that's in step 4. We call it shopping, not buying. That's when we're evaluating if this is a good car before we get offers. We don't go get offers on a car that's a problem car. And I've seen this with Maseratis. I've seen this with Range Rovers back in the day. Great cars. People loved them, but then they were in the shop every 90 days and they hated them. If they would have just did that quick 5-minute search that I just told you to do, they could have avoided that headache. Because it don't matter if you could get a great deal. If that car is in a shop every 90 days, you're going to wish you could unwind it. Does that make sense? So that's what you do, Jay. Run all those cars through and then just pick. When it comes to leasing, I like three choices because we need to see who has the best lease program. When it comes to purchasing, I zero in on my first choice and then I get multiple offers and I get the best price for it because purchasing is long term. I don't want you to settle for a purchase because it's long term. It's 8, 10, 12 years. You want to get something you're going to love if you're purchasing. All right. Yep, you got it, Joyce. Let's go. I know mechanics and they always say they don't understand how these people can afford to fix cars. Me neither. Me neither. It's a hassle. I'm a young woman trying to buy a car, used or new. Can used be okay if low miles? Sure, Stella. And here's the thing. That's a matter of budget. The decision, once you decide you're a long-term person and you're going to buy a car, the decision to go new or used, there's no right or wrong there. Now, there's a right or wrong leasing when I should have bought. There's a right or wrong buying when I should have leased, 100%. But when it comes to new or used, there's not a right or wrong. It's a matter of budget and it's a matter of your values. I've had people who could afford both and they say, look, I could afford both. Should I get a new or used? Well, it depends. Do you want to treat yourself? You get a new car. You get one car every decade. Some people say I get one car every decade. I'm gonna get me a new car. Some people say, you know what? I want even more value and a different kind of value. Because some people see the new car as value, and some people see, you know what? I'm gonna get this used car. I'm gonna save 30. I'm gonna save 20 to 30 to 40% off the new price, and I'm gonna keep it 8 to 10 years. So it's really a matter of preference. Now, if their budget can't get you everything you need in a new car, then your option is used. When you look at what you need, I need an SUV, because I need this room and I need this. Once you look at what your needs are, if you can't get that in a new vehicle for your budget, then your only option is used. But new or used always comes down to budget. Just finished our deal. Monthly lease payment is 1%. Come on, Bobby. Great job. Good job. Congratulations. That's value. That's value. 1%. And just so y'all know, the 1%, somebody just said, Bobby just said he got a 1% lease deal. And what that is that means his lease price, her lease price was 1% of the MSRP. So if the MSRP was 40,000, lease price is $400 a month. And no money down, just the first month payment. It's just amazing. That's incredible value. Incredible value. It's a steal. We don't even call that a deal. 1% or lower is a steal. You stole a car, Bobby. They should be coming to look for you. You helped us. My pleasure. That's what I'm here for. Congratulations. Happy to be a part of your journey. Okay, this is YouTube. You were right about to answer my question regarding what is the best time to buy leftover 2023. Well, you can't time that because you just don't know when the. See, here's the thing about leftovers. If you're buying a new car or if you're leasing a new car, typically the leftover cars are the last wave of leftovers are the ones that have a lot of equipment. That's why they're the leftovers. So you'll see them, they have packages. They're either lots of equipment or they're kind of not the most popular, not the first choice colors. But usually it's lots of equipment, different packages, sports packages. But if you could get in right before that, while they still have a lot of them, then maybe you can get it. But you can't time it like that. You just don't know. So what I always say is when we shop, we have 2 dates. This is in my book. For those of you who just jumped on, everything that I'm teaching you, everything you've ever seen, if you've seen my social media videos, it comes out of my new book, Digital Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. It's a digital book. It'll be in your inbox in 3 minutes. And it's called 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. I'm teaching you how to shop online the right way without talking, without having to be a negotiator. Who's not a good negotiator? Be honest, type me. If you are just not a good negotiator, you just hate it, or either you're an introvert or you are, you just soft spoken. You don't like conflict. You don't like confrontation. You always feel like you lose. You're the pushover. Like what I'm teaching y'all, I see it's a lot of you. It's a lot of you. In fact, I would say that's probably most people. You are going to learn how to get bids. The way you save as a negotiator, thank you so much to everybody giving gifts. I appreciate it. The way you win as a bad negotiator, and even I consider myself to be a good negotiator, I won't go to one-to-one anymore. I'm going to get bids, because when you get bids, people are trying to win your business. They're essentially negotiating with each other. And that's what my online shopping system is about. That's what these videos are about. That's what my social media videos are about. If you want everything I teach in one place, then go to my TikTok bio. You won't leave the broadcast. As long as you get there before the 30 minutes is up, you can get it for 75% off. You won't pay the normal $97 price. And it'll be in your inbox, and you can use this stuff for the rest of your life. Leasing is in there, buying is in there, used cars is in there, banks, credit, everything's in there. And if you're on TikTok or if you're on YouTube or Facebook, you can scan the QR code on the screen, or you can go to deshonsbook.com. So when it comes to, in the book, I teach something called, you need to have 2 dates. These are very important dates. One is the as soon as date. The as soon as date is the soonest day that you can accept an offer. If you can't accept an offer, don't look at offers, because what's going to happen is you could miss a great deal. So it's no point in even getting into looking at deals and looking when you can't accept an offer. You might be waiting for a check to come. You might be waiting for a promotion to come. Either way. So your as soon as date is when you enter the market and start communicating with dealers to get offers. Now, your no later than date is the deadline. So those are the 2 dates that you have to know every time you car shop. My as soon as date and my no later than date. Now, for some of you, that could be 2 weeks. Deshone, I could buy a car today, but I need it before 2 weeks. Some of you, you're like Deshone. I had somebody say to me the other day, Deshone, you know what? I'm retired. I'm not in a rush, so I could get a car. I get a car, I want to have a car by the summertime. That's your no later than date. So you can buy a car today and you need it by the summer. Here's why this is so important. That time in between is your leverage. That allows you to say no, because most people walking in a dealership right now, they can't say no. They need a car right now, and that's okay. If you need a car right now, the book will teach you how to get a car in 3 or 4 days. So don't think, oh, it's an emergency, I need a car right now. You're going to get bids. As long as you're getting bids, you won't overpay. As long as you are getting bid. Now, if you go into a deal and you need a car right now, and you do this back and forth 1-to-1, they're already going to feel your desperate energy. They're going to know you can't really say no, and you're going to end up overpaying. But if you shop from home and you shop online and you get multiple offers, you won't overpay. You could do it your way. You could do it manually with phone calls. Just do it. You could do it my way. My way is totally through the computer, through emails, using my scripts. So in regards to trying to get a leftover 2023, when we reach out to dealers online, we're reaching out to 25 dealers. I have something called the 25-to-5 strategy. We're reaching out to 25 dealers online. It takes us about 20 minutes. I know that sounds crazy, but when you're copy and pasting, things move very fast. And then what we want to do is we want to get 5 offers. So any of those dealers who have a leftover 23, they're going to tell us. Any of those dealers, when we reach out to them and say, hey, I'm interested in a 23 or 24, everyone's not going to have a 23, but those who do will say, hey, I got this leftover 23. Can I work you up an offer on that? And that's typically going to be better. As long as it's not a leftover 23 that has all this equipment in it. The reason it's left over is because it has a $12,000 premium package on it that not many people wanted. All right. Yep, Raul, that's exactly how we shop leases. He said, can we shop leases like that? That's exactly how we shop leases. My 25-to-5 strategy is how we shop leases and new cars. The way we shop used cars is different. Leases and new cars, we're connecting with 25 dealers and we're getting it 5 quotes. That's why it's called the 25-to-5. All right, let's go. Let's keep it going. Yes, Lupus. All these lives get put on YouTube. You can watch the replay after it ends. It'll be on YouTube. He said it's this live recorded. Yep. We want to make sure this information is available for everyone. This is another one from YouTube. 2 things I hate most in life: funerals and dealerships. Why? Because at a funeral, someone's lying in a casket. In a dealership, because someone is lying to your face. Oh, that's good. That's good. I never heard that one before, but that is good. This one's TikTok. What about electric vehicles having a hard time with the Ford Lightning? Multiple offers. Stop. Don't do 1-to-1. Multiple offers. You need to be getting at least 5. Now, if you're going to do it manually, you want to do it your way. Call 5 dealerships, ask for the sales manager, get 5 independent offers, and compare. I'm going to tell y'all this, and you'll in order for you to prove it to yourself, you have to do what I'm telling you to do. 80% of dealers are overpriced. 80% of dealers. So that's the reason why we get 5 offers. Because when we get 5 offers, one of them is going to beat everyone and blow everyone away. 80%, if you truly shop the right way, when you truly shop the right way with multiple offers on new cars and leases, you're going to see a $3,000 to $5,000 difference in the offers. Now, if you truly shop the right way with a used car, you're going to see a $3,000 to $5,000 difference between the low side of the used car market and the high side of the used car market. That's the way it is. So when you start shopping this way, you will understand the market. You'll see the people that are paying market value, above market value. And what is our goal, y'all? Below market value. All the time. All the time. But the only way you're going to do it is multiple offers. So whatever car you're shopping for, Ford Lightning, electric car, you can say, Deshone, I'm shopping for a Bentley. Does not matter. Multiple offers. And when you get multiple offers on luxury and exotic cars, you save even more. I showed y'all Kimberly. If you're on the replay, you'll see Kimberly. Look, this is Kimberly's deal. She sent me this. $20,000 off. 2023. She just got this. Look at the date. She just got it. MSRP was $86,000, $86,961. Selling price was $66,000. $20,000 off. Some people have saved $7,000 or $8,000. Whatever the lowest price is in the market for the car you're shopping for, multiple offers will reveal it. Multiple offers will reveal it. Guaranteed. You got to get at least 5 offers though. Do you shop for a deal before they pull your credit? We never let anyone, remember this, y'all, never let anyone pull your credit until after you've already found your deal. That's them telling you they need to pull your credit is an attempt to lock you in with them and to limit you from shopping the market. That's the goal of pulling your credit, because once I pull your credit, you're gonna think, all right, I already had this person pull my credit. I don't want to go shop around because I don't want more people pulling my credit. And you're limited and you're gonna overpay. You take away your ability to shop the market. It is not necessary with a lease, with a purchase, with a used car. In my book, you will not see anything. You won't hear me in my videos, social media. You will never hear me say that it is necessary for you to let someone run your credit for you to find these deals that we are getting. It's a gimmick. It's meant to limit you. It's not necessary. You're shopping for the best price used car. Once you find it, then we run our credit. You're shopping for the best lease offer, getting multiple offers from dealerships. Once we find it, then we run our credit. If I'm buying a brand new car, I'm shopping for an out the door price from multiple dealerships. Once someone wins the bid, then we run our credit if we're not paying cash. This is how the process works. Anything else is a lie, and the dealer's trying to get you on their agenda and take away your ability to shop the market. All right. I went to the site to buy your book, but there's no discount. You must have missed the cutoff. So what I started doing as of today, I created this emergency link, and this is only for 10 minutes. This is only for 10 minutes. Use this emergency link, because what I found is we were doing these shows, and people would be like, Deshone, you're on the show. Once you go visit that site, that timer starts counting. When it gets down to zero price, the book goes back to $97. So we kept having that happen. So what I did, I created that emergency link, but that emergency link I just posted, 10 minutes. Go get it, get your 75% off, and win. Use what's in that book, win. My goal for that digital book, y'all, is for that to be, that's not a tip. That's not a, the minute you start reading it and using it, because you don't read that book, you use it. It's a step by step. It's 7 steps. Step 7 is delivery. You shouldn't be at step 7 and you're not taking delivery of your car. That means you used the book wrong. You probably read the whole book. When I told you to do this, go to this website, do this, copy and paste this. You didn't do it. You were just reading it, and you're not going to get to your car until you start doing the action steps. But the whole purpose of the book is to have it guide you to your car step by step. And by the time you get to step 7, you're getting ready for delivery. That's the purpose. So, it's not a book where you gotta read the whole thing and then, all right, I'm ready to take a test now, Deshone. I done read the whole book. I think I remember most of it. No, it's step by step. And by the time you get to the end, by the time you get to step 7, you're getting ready for delivery. So 75% off before the timer runs out. And again, you can go through, I got probably 150 videos on my social media pages. I don't hold back info. So the info you'll see in the book, you'll see, oh, I remember he made a video about that. But some of you who like, man, I want this all in one spot. And plus those social media videos are for so many different types of people. Some of you are going to lease, some of you are going to buy, some of you are going to buy a used car, some of you are going to pay cash, some of you high mileage drivers. Those videos are talking to all different types of people, where the book guides you in one path. If you're a leaser, you're reading about leasing and you're using those strategies. If you're buying a used car, you're doing that strategy. You're not looking at a bunch of stuff that doesn't apply to you. That's why I designed it that way. All right, what do you mean? This one's from YouTube. What do you mean about $12,000 premium package? No, I was just saying that a lot of the leftover cars, when you see a leftover car, the last couple cars are usually leftovers because they have a lot of equipment in them. The cars that are configured in a way that most people want. Let's say a car is the way most people want a Jeep Grand Cherokee is with a sunroof and leather. I don't know. Those are going to sell first. But the ones with the air conditioned seats and the 20-inch rims, those are going to be the leftovers. So yes, if you wait too long and you're getting a leftover, then yes, the ones that's leftovers usually have $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 of equipment extra in them. That's why they're leftover, because most of the public didn't want them. So it's not always good to get a leftover, but it depends on what's left over. But sometimes dealers want to blow those cars out too, because they'll be like, man, this thing that's sitting here, man, this car got so much equipment, I'll take $10,000 off this car to get it off my lot. But either way, you can't predict that. All you can do is reach out to lots of dealers. If you do it my way, you're doing it from home. If you do it my way, you're doing it by the internet. If you do, you can do it by phone. The point is, we do it, and you get those offers, and you see which dealer is going to beat their competition. That's the name of the game. It's a competition, and you're the prize. You win my business. They're trying to win your business. So instead of you this old way you've been shopping, where you feel like you had to twist people's arm to sell your car, and you had to do all of this, and you didn't feel value, the way I'm teaching you to shop, you're going to be the prize. And there's going to be a dealer that wins, and they're going to show you, I want to earn your business. I'm going to beat all my competition. And you're going to start loving car shopping. Guarantee it. Edward said, hey, love your channel. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So looking at a 2023, 2024 GLS or 2023, 2024 X7, both in the $90,000 to $100,000 range, want to buy. What should I be looking for at a down payment? If you want to buy that car, and I'm assuming you're keeping it 8-10 years, if you're not, you're about to lose thousands and thousands of dollars, probably tens of thousands of dollars on those cars. But let's just assume you're going to keep them 8 to 10 years or longer, at least 8 years. Because those cars are going to depreciate like boulders in the ocean, dropping a boulder in a lake. So let's just say, Deshone, nope, I'm keeping it. I want to keep this thing a decade. So what you're going to do is you're never going to let anyone run your credit. But what you're going to do is you know what? I'm going to give y'all this. I haven't given anybody this, but I'm going to give this to you because this is something that's in my book. See, I've created software. I've created like software. We're building technology because a lot of my shopping system that I teach, we've had to do things manually. The technology doesn't exist to do it. So we had to do these things manually. But we started building technology. And when we start launching some of the software we're building, you're going to see how valuable it is. I created something called, listen, y'all need to go to YouTube because I can't post this to TikTok. Go to YouTube and look for this post. I created something called the Perfect Budget Calculator. Let me show you how this works. And I've done a lot of these lives, and I have never given, the only people that have had this are people who have my book or people who are in my group. So let me show you how this works. So the Perfect Budget Calculator, you go to that link there, and I'm gonna share my screen with y'all. So what we do, hold on. What we do is, that's the Perfect Budget Calculator. It's in the comments. This is going to tell you exactly how to budget for your car. Watch this. Let me bring this over. So this is what my people who've been learning from me on the inside, like my insiders and people who have my book, have access to. But we have counter offer calculators. Like I've designed probably 8 calculators. So we take the offer. Let's just say some of you do. I told y'all step 2 in our process is the equity assessment. So let's say we find out we have equity in our old car. Let's say it's $2,000. Now, max down payment. This should be a comfortable amount. This is what I say. Now, because what a lot of you are experiencing is, Deshone, I could put $2,000 down if I wanted to, but I want to make sure that if I put $2,000 down, it goes to the deal. But if I don't have to, I don't want to. Perfect. Whatever that number is, whatever you can comfortably put at the car, but if you don't have to, you don't want to, you put that number here in the second row. So let's say that's, 2,000. Now, you're going to enter the average interest rate. We used to get pre-approved. We don't get pre-approvals anymore because a lot of these banks that are trying to give you a pre-approval, they want to run your credit. So what we do is we take the average interest rate. Average interest rate on a new car, as of this month, March 2024, is interest rates are very high right now, 12.77%. Now that does not mean we're going to pay that. This is for budgeting purposes only. I'm going to tell you the whole thing. Pay attention to this. We're going to take the average interest rate. This is pretty much assuming a worst case scenario, 12.77%. Now what you're going to do is you're going to enter a comfortable max monthly payment. So let's just say I'm like, okay, this person who's asking about these luxury cars, let's say you're like, you know what? I can make a $950 payment. He's looking at $100,000 cars. So so let's just say 950, that's comfortable. Now you're gonna pick your state because we need to factor in taxes. Let's just say you're in New Jersey. Now we calculate budget goals. Now what it's gonna do is ask you a comfortable max for 60 months. Just put the same thing, $950 a month. That's gonna tell you, it's gonna give you 6 goals. These are purchase price goals. So you see goal 1, we call that our strike price. This is where we would first start looking. But you see goal 6, this is your max vehicle purchase price. With the information that we just put into this calculator, and I want y'all to jump off this, go over to my YouTube page and watch this portion and save this link that I just put up for this perfect budget calc, because I had no plans to give y'all this. It's not that I didn't I want to hold back, but it's just I have to explain how this works. When you create a technology, you got to explain how it works. So we're doing it. This will tell you to the dollar, to the cent, the max vehicle purchase price, taxes included. This includes doc fees. This tells you, look, it says right here at the top, the perfect budget calculator is your roadmap to smart car buying. Input a few financial figures, we'll translate them into real world goals, guiding you towards an informed purchase decision. Input your details, set your state, achieve your goals. Once calculated, you'll receive 6 goals. Each goal gives you a perspective on your car buying journey, tailored to your comfort zone. We don't shop with our max in mind. This is what happens when you shop with your max goal in mind. How many of you, be honest, have walked into a dealership, and you're like, you know what? My max, I'm not going over 500. 500, that's my max. And you end up going over. You end up at 550. You end up at 599. Be honest. You walked in with a max amount, I'm not paying no more than 30, you end up paying 31. Oh, I didn't realize the tax. Or they get you to put the tax on the credit card. You still at your goal at 30, but what about the taxes and fees? All right, I'll put that on the credit card. All right, I'll just pay that. This is what happens when you access. This is what happens when you go in shopping with your max in mind. The purpose of the perfect budget calculator is to make sure you're always shopping below your max. So if you who asked this question about the X6 and the GLS, if you, or the X7 and the GLS, when you input this, if that number, whatever that max goal is, that means you can't go over that price or you're going to be over your max. If that goal, when you put in your unique stuff, says your max purchase price is $76,000, then that means you can't afford an X7. So you put in everything, and this is real fine. This eliminates not understanding what a car costs. Going in looking at $100,000 car thinking I could get that at $1,000 a month. But we know every $5,000 on a car loan is how much, y'all? Every $5,000 on a car loan is how much? If you've been on here, we might have a bunch of new people on here, so I don't want to assume. Every $5,000 on a car loan is how much per month? Exactly, $100. Good job. So when you're looking at $100,000 car, that's a $2,000 a month car payment for 5 years. So you shouldn't be going in thinking, oh man, I'm gonna buy me a brand new car. And let me look at this $100,000 car and think, oh man, could you get me to $1,300 a month? The only way they're gonna get you to 13 is to stretch out that loan to like 9 years, which is financially foolish. That's like you looking at $1 million house. I'm looking at $1 million house and I know I can't afford it, but then they give me a 50-year loan. They give me a 50-year mortgage. Oh, I could afford it, but I'm gonna pay for that house 3 times. So just use that. Edward, you don't gotta tell me the details of what you're doing, 25 grand, that don't matter. Put that into the perfect budget calculator. If that works out, it's gonna tell you the price you could pay for the car. That if your max goal, that goal 6 comes out to be, if it says the max you could pay is $82,300 to be at your monthly payment, which one? That means you can't buy an. You got to get that X6 or that Mercedes for under that. Anything else doesn't work. There's no calculator that exists like that. That's why I made it, because I saw people just want. That's why I made it. So y'all got to use that link, use it, and that's also in the book. DM me if you see that you can't access a video. Just DM me, and we'll make sure. I don't know if you have we'll make sure we get you the latest version, because we make sure we check that file regularly to make sure the latest version is always working. So DM me, I Kirk out, and we'll make sure you got the latest version. It'll be in your inbox, Tommy. We get that a lot. People say, yo, I wait, and I've had people DM me and say, yo, all right, I'm waiting on the book. It hasn't come yet. I'll tell them check spam. And after you check spam, I'll say, okay, what is your email? And by the time I go and check for them, they're like, oh, it just came. So just give it a second. I always say if it's not there in 10 minutes, email support. I give you an email as soon as you purchase your book, you get an email to support. I say if you don't see that book in your inbox in 10 minutes, email support, and we'll make sure. Because sometimes some people type fast and one letter in their email is wrong, and you're not going to get the book because one letter is wrong. But if you type in your email right, trust me, we got the best technology in the world to send these out, and you're going to get it. So just give it a second, give it up to 10 minutes, check spam, and it'll be there. All right, let's do a couple more before we wrap. Let's do a couple more. Tried the emergency link and got your book. Thank you. Awesome, Edward. Enjoy it. Use it and win, man. I can't wait to hear your success story. And you can use that book for the next couple years. Anytime you open it a year from now, I'm always going to make sure it's an updated version. So use it. Use it. You, your family, save money. I want that to be one of the most valuable books you've ever bought. We don't get opinion. If you're asking me what's better, we talked about that earlier. I don't give my opinions on cars because I'm not the data. Check out YouTube and find that question where somebody asked. There was a gentleman said he's shopping for a car for his parents or his in-laws or something. He had like 4 cars, and I talked about what to do when you're trying to figure out which one's a good car and which one isn't. I appreciate you. All right, Richard, thank you. I got the book, bro. Enjoy it, man. Shout out to everybody that got the book. Armed, Dangerous, Shopping from Home. And you are not going to spend more than 30 minutes in a car dealership from this day forward. You are not going to spend more than 30 minutes. You are going to make your deals from home, and where you're in control, and everything's a bid. We're not negotiating one-to-one anymore. You're gonna love it. All right. You end up going against, this is YouTube. You end up going against yourself mentally already, so you're more likely to continue doing so. Oh, I don't know if that was I guess that was a comment. Hold on. All right, let's go to TikTok. I want a BMW X3M. No other offers for this particular car. Out the door 70. How can I get this down? You need to get other offers. If you're negotiating with an 80% dealer, there's nothing you can do. You're going to overpay, even when you get them down 2 or 3,000, because the 80% start so high that they leave themselves room to come down 2 or 3 or 4,000 and still make a lot of money. The 20% are the ones who are going to beat them, but you don't know that until you've gotten multiple offers. You need to get at least 5. You could do it by calling around, speaking to sales managers and getting multiple offers, or you could do it my way in my book, which is using email strategies and using my templates. Everything in my book is template. You're saying what I tell you to say. You're not even talking. You're typing what I tell you to type, copy and pasting. But if you're going to do it your way, you should at least be calling at least 5 dealerships. Ask for the sales manager, tell them the offer you got, and see if they can beat it. But you need to do that with at least 5, or you're just not going to get the best deal. All right. Thanks to the sharers. I see a lot of people sharing. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. I don't see any more. So thank you guys. I didn't scroll up. So I mean, I'm sure there was definitely questions above, but I didn't scroll up through all those questions. So, we'll wrap. This is great. I love this. I love connecting with y'all. Make sure you let your people know when you run into somebody, if they're car shopping, let them know that you are invite them to these lives. I'll have something up in a couple days where we'll be able to I'll have my calendar up, so you'll be able to see exactly when I'm coming live. So you or a friend or a family member, you'll know. But if you just jumped on, everything that I'm teaching, everything in my videos, everything you'll ever hear me talk about is in my new book, my digital book, Car Shopping for People That Hate Car Shopping. And as part of our launch, we do these lives, and the book is 75% off. So it's normally $97. If you go to my TikTok bio, click that website, and click the link to get 75% off. It'll be in your inbox, and you can have everything I teach. It's 7 steps. So it's a step-by-step book. It's not a book where you're just doing a bunch of reading. So thank you, Tony. Just bought the book. I appreciate it. Listen, use it. I'm glad y'all got it. Use it. And look, we're already, if you were to go to goodreads.com, which is the biggest independent author review site in the country, we're already rated 4.94 on goodreads.com. We got 31 reviews. So I'm super happy about that. So as y'all use it, after you save your money, please add to those reviews. But I'm so happy to see that we just launched it. I mean, and we're already getting, we already got a lot of 5-star reviews. So use it. I appreciate you all, and we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do some more lives, and we'll continue to, unlearn these bad things, and we'll continue to relearn the new stuff. So let's protect our money. Have a great evening. Have a great morning whenever you're watching this, and I'll see y'all a little later. God bless.